Hi there. I'm Jeff, Chief Product Officer and founder here at Viable, where we help you keep track of your customer feedback. First, you hook up your feedback sources. So that's things like your help desk tickets, chat transcripts, sales call transcripts, surveys, NPS responses. Basically, if it's qualitative in nature, we can take it. We've even done Reddit. And then what we do is we help you structure that data. So the AI reads through it and sorts it into what we call themes. And then those themes are organized into reports. And I'm going to walk you through a report here today. This report was done on some NPS responses for a residential apartment building company. It's been anonymized, but essentially, we've taken these NPS responses and we've organized them into these buckets. So you can see that we've organized them into compliments, complaints, requests, and oftentimes we'd have another bucket here called questions. But as you can imagine, NPS responses don't have a lot of questions in them. So here, you can actually see these three different sections. So you see compliments, and if we clicked into compliments, you can actually see over time all the themes, the compliment themes, and their volume. And you get a handy little TLDR here. So in this case, it's the friendly, helpful staff and residents are a big plus for many users. They like the way the staff is always ready to help and how everyone gets along so well. The sense of family at Arbor Square gives them peace of mind. And then we actually list out each of the compliment themes with a chart for their volume, their total volume, and their urgency here as well, and a quick little brief summary of what the theme is. You can just kind of keep scrolling through and you can see each of these themes, or you can actually kind of open up the left nav here and navigate that way. So we're going to click one of these complaints, poor quality of food service, and we are going to dive deeper. So here you see the name, you see its volume, 24 data points in this one. You see how above or below average it is this week. And you can see its urgency, which is essentially a churn score. So in this case, there's a critical risk for churn because of the poor quality of food service. And we'll get into that in a little bit. Again, you get one of those stacked nice area charts here for the volume. And you can actually even sort it by time range if you would like to. And then we have 4 different sections of analysis for each theme. So you get a TLDR, again, just high level of what's going on with this theme. It actually even pulls out poll quotes here too. So if you click one of these, it'll highlight the part of the data point that made that data point make it into this theme here. And then the next section is urgency, and that's all about why we think that this theme is as urgent as we say it is. In this case, it's critical urgency, so very urgent, very likely to cause churn and be one of the main drivers behind people moving out here. In this case, we pulled out a direct quote. Oftentimes, we'll even pull in metadata to support the thesis of this argument here. And then the next section is all about the people who left the feedback in this theme. So this goes into a description of who the people are, pull quote again to back that up, and then a table here of all of the metadata that's associated with the people that left this feedback. So you can see that 60.7% of them were NPS detractors. So this is a pretty big driver of your NPS score. Fixing the poor quality of food service could increase your NPS score. And then lastly, we have the products and features discussed section. And this really just hits on the nitty-gritty details that are talked about throughout all of the data points that made it into this theme. So you can see here, obviously, poor quality of food. So this here is, the main sort of meat of this theme, no pun intended. And then the rest of these are kind of ancillary backup sort of points that go into this theme as well. So it even gets as specific as the salads are wilted or the cups are dirty. And then, if you like, you can actually ask follow-up questions directly to the AI. You can actually literally just say, type a question out and get an answer right here. And then the next thing that you can do is either share, so you can send each of these themes via email to any email address that you like. So, send this directly over to your head of kitchen staff, and they're off. And then you can also add to a workspace. And a workspace is just a way to collect themes that are all around kind of a similar problem. So we'll add it to a workspace. Maybe executives need to be aware of the poor quality of food service here. So we're going to add it to the executive workspace. It's been added there. And now you can actually come on up here and see in the executive workspace that this theme has made it in here. So here it is, poor quality of food service in the executive workspace. And this is basically just a way to collect a bunch of themes for a team to keep track of. So we have, executive workspaces where like the problems that are most important to executives get created. We have specific project workspaces where all the themes related to the project you're working on go into. And then we have team workspaces as well, where teams can put the stuff that's interesting to them in. Workspaces are basically just a way to organize the themes that we find into useful shareable containers that you can work on with your team. And then lastly, here on the analysis page, we also have theme search. So with theme search, you can essentially type in any sort of a term. So let's go with, since we're on the topic, food. And this will show you all of the themes across all of your reports that are related to food. So unhealthy environment, poor quality of food service, that obviously made it in. And then there's some suggestions for food and meal stuff. As you can see, basically it finds all of the related themes to that search term. And then, if you really want to, you can actually dig into the raw data by heading over to the feedback page. And here you're provided with all of the filters, and you can actually search, do a keyword search basically across all of your data that you've brought into the system. So if you just wanted to look at iOS and, 2-star ratings, you could do that. Anyway, I hope that this was a great way to check out a little bit about what we do. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, Jeff, at viable.fit, or Danny at viable.fit as well.